All right, good morning and welcome back to Mathematics class with Teacher Matthew. Today we're going to take a look at Unit 12, Lesson 12.1, Addition, working with equal groups. Now let's take a look at the warm-up. Look at these space shapes. Look at these groups of space shapes. What do you notice? How many groups are there? You can see there are two groups. This is group 1 and this is group 2. Now, how many groups are there? We have two groups. And how many spaceships are in each group? We have 4 spaceships in each group. What is the total and how do you know? So, two groups of 4 will be 4 plus 4. Now, what is another way these spaceships could fly in equal groups? We can write 4 groups of 2s, 4 groups of 2, which will still give us the same amount, equals 8. So 4 groups of 2 will be 2 plus 2 plus 2 and plus 2. So 4 groups of 2s will give us the same amount, which is 8. Now let's take a look at the workout. Now let's take a look at the workout. Number 1, write the number of groups and the number in each group. So part A, we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we've got 3 groups of 2. So we're going to write it to be 3 groups of 2. This is group 1. Group 2 and group 3. Part B, how many groups do we have? You can see all these are in the same group, and this as well in the same group. So how many spaceships in each group? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I hear 6? That's correct. So we have 2 groups of 6. 2 groups of 6. Now write that down in your book before we go on to workout number 2. Are we done? Okay, number 2. Write numbers to describe each picture, part A. So how many groups do we have there? 2 groups. How many jars? We have 2 jars. And how many nails in each jar? So we have 1, 2 jars. And how many nails? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 2 groups of 7. Let's count the second one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we write it to be 2 groups of 7 or 2 jars of 7. Now part B, we have, how many jars do we have? 1. So we have 3 jars of how many screws? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 3 jars of 5. Now number 3. Draw groups of balls to match these labels. So these are the labels. Part A, 4 groups of 2s. Part B, 2 groups of 8s. So let's take a look at 4 groups of 2. So we're going to draw our ball and it will look like this. We have 2 balls in each group and we have 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 groups of 2. Now, for 2 groups of 8, it looks like this. We have 8 balls in each group. So we have 2 groups of 8. So I want everybody to draw it in your book. You can use your stencils if you have circle in your stencils. If you have circle like this stencil, if you have circle in it, you can use. And if you have other stencils like the circle stencils, you can use as well to draw your circles. Draw it and let's go to the next level. I'm waiting for you. You can pause the video now to finish your drawing, then you can start the video again. Okay, now let's go to the fast finishers. Draw pictures to show 2 different ways 12 marbles can be split into equal groups. So we have 12 marbles in total. So we're going to draw 2 different ways. So the first one will look like this, 2 groups of 6. So we can also write 2 groups of 6. Which is equal to 12. And the second picture will be 4 groups of 3. So we can write 4 groups of 3. There you have it. Please draw the picture. Pause the video right now draw it in your book before you continue the video. Okay, now let's go on to the practice book. Bring out your practice book B and open to lesson 12.1. So write the number of groups and the number in each group. Everybody write it down first before I do the correction. Do the part A and part B. Are you done? So what did you write in part A? Part A, what did you write? Did I hear 4 groups of 2? That's correct. So for part A, it will be 4 groups of 2. And part B, what did you write? I can't hear you. Oh, okay. So it's going to be 3 groups of 5. That's correct. 3 groups of 5. Okay. If you did it wrong, please do your correction. Erase and write it correctly, please. Now let's go to number 2. Draw groups of counters to match these numbers. Part A, 5 groups of 3, and part B, 2 groups of 7. So I want the student to draw it first before I do the correction. Do it now. Do it first, then we can do the correction later. You can pause the video and do it first. Okay, so part 2A, we have something like this. 5 groups of 3s. And for part B, 2 groups of 7, we have something like this. 2 groups of 7. Okay, now let's go on to number 3. So we have 2 groups of 5, I beg your pardon, 2 group of 5, and part C, we have 5 group of 2, which are equal to 10. That's all we have for today. So see you in the next class. Have a beautiful day.